All right, good evening. I'd like to call the Board of Public Works to order. Deputy Clerk, could you take the roll call, please?
Alderman Marshall? Here. Alderman Grotti? Here. Alderman Rapella? Here. Alderman Nichols? Here. Alderman Eisenach? Here. Chair Sevenik?
Here.
Alderman Perkins? Here. Alderman Lewis? All are here.
Thank you. First item is the public comments on any matter listed on the agenda. I take it nobody wants to speak, as we only got one loyal subject here. Thanks for being here. Next item then is the minutes to approve the Board of Public Works. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the,
Go ahead, Alderman.
all right,
Rapella.
thank you. I'll make a motion to approve the Board of Public Works minutes dated July 1, 2024.
Is there a second? Second by Alderman Ted Grotti. Any corrections, changes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. We have just two discussion action items. First one is a payment to Yankee General Contractors. Is there a motion? Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much, Alderman Sevenik. I'll make a motion to approve the payment for Yankee General Contractors Incorporated Contract Unit Number 2024-08, Water Street Corridor Reconstruction for $228,166.25, and this is payment number 1.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Perkins. Staff? Director? Have comments?
If you want me to explain what it's for, I
Yes,
certainly can.
I'd
Okay.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we did pay for some mobilization, which they have to mobilize back out, so we don't pay that fully. Mobilization, erosion control, kind of the things for them to set up. And then the large item, the biggest item on here is the cofferdam. And what a cofferdam is basically you have your shore wall and then your waterway, and what they do is they put this dam around it, segregate it to be able to pump the water out, to be able to redo the shore wall. So basically they've installed that, pumping it out, and then they'll have the shore wall, which is in blocks, which you can see on the end of Water Street right now, actually behind the barricades. Those are what is going to make up the shore wall itself. So at this time, the payment would just be for that cofferdam, and then those like I said, mobilization and temporary erosion control measures.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Rapella always reminds me of how he used to have to hang over the edge to pull the weeds when he was in college and worked for the city. Okay, anything else from the committee? And we can take a roll call. That must have been a sight.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk. Moving on then, item 2 is the street use application. Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much, Alderman Sevenik. I'll make a motion to approve the street use application for the Harvest Festival, Saturday, September 21st, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and this is sponsored by Bloom, LLC.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Perkins. Are there any questions? Alderman Nichols.
Thank you. My question is for Attorney Struve, and the agenda lists Bloom LLC as the organization for the event. The special use permit lists the sponsoring organization, the special events application lists the sponsoring organization as Downtown Business Owners Group. Usually the sponsoring group has the same name, so can you help us understand what's happening here?
Absolutely, and Director Youngworth and Sackett can jump in absolutely after me if I haven't satisfied your question. To the sponsoring organization in section 2 does indicate Downtown Business Owners Group. The insurance indicates Bloom LLC, as well as the item on the agenda is Bloom LLC. Bloom LLC is the name of the organization, the sponsoring organization. So the Downtown Business Owners Group, as reflected in Section 2, should be Bloom LLC, or there should be a parentheses and it should state Bloom LLC. So that's a correction that we can make to the application.
And
Okay.
that can be done when it comes to council.
Yes.
We will,
And-
if you don't mind me adding.
Sure.
Because we have thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak, 60 days they have to submit in advance. And when they submitted, the organization was Downtown Business Owners Group. But then during the process, that name had changed. So I apologize, this is my error for not including Bloom, or at least striking that and changing it to Bloom, or put it in parentheses, but we will certainly do that prior to approval at council.
Okay.
It should be Bloom.
Thank you. And then as we page through the application, section 6, then I assume that would be Bloom as well, because they'll be referenced in section 1. This is about the person, group, club, or organization to be invoiced. So then it would be Bloom.
Correct.
Okay.
And it just says that gets completed if it's different from sections 1 and 2, so as long as that's reflective, and that should be what it
Yes.
is, yes.
And this is good news, that we have an organized group downtown with a official name and recognition. That brings me to my next question, and thank you, Attorney Shrew, for answering my question. My next question then is how the special events policy reads. It was created and passed by the Common Council a number of years ago, and so one of the things that's in there is that nonprofits get a 50% discount on any services that are used, and since this is a street closure request, I'm assuming that services would be required and billed to Bloom. And do we know if they're a not-for-profit, nonprofit, or how that would happen?
As far as we know at this time, they're not a not-for-profit, so we would charge the full price for our services,
Okay,
or any services they would require of the city.
thank you for
And we have a
clarifying that.
supplemental sheet that we work on internally, or we complete internally rather, and route it around during our special event meetings for PD the opportunity to document what they would, what they would need, price it out, same with Public Works, any services required. And that gets tabulated and then considered if it's a nonprofit, kind of once it's tabulated. So yes, they would, if they are not a non-for-profit, they would not get that reduction.
All right, thank you for your explanation.
Thank you.
I have a question for the city attorney. Does our policy reflect the difference between a nonprofit and a not-for-profit?
I don't know.
Okay. I think we should have, or find out for our next meeting then, if there is a different charge. Because obviously, the organization is not to make, I don't believe, to make money, more or less. So it could be a not-for-profit. So maybe they could get the discount depending on what our policy is. So I think that should be looked in for our next meeting. Any further questions? Do you have something to add?
Just noting that the Wisconsin Business Search, the Department of Financial Institutions indicates that it would indicate if it were a not-for-profit too. It does not indicate that.
Okay. Anything further? We'll take a roll call on this.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk. Moving forward, we have no further business. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Rapella, second by
Second.
Rosita.
If somebody else did it, I don't know.
I